Laura DeCrescenzo was born into the Church of Scientology, began working as a volunteer at the age of 6 or 7 in Orange County, and then she joined the church's Sea Org at 12, where she says she worked around the clock. This week, Laura's epic legal battle survived its latest round in court as an LA judge refused to dismiss her lawsuit. Laura alleges she was pressured into having an abortion, endured punishments that included manual labor, and was so desperate to leave the church, she swallowed bleach. Isolation, indoctrination, interrogation, explosive allegations in a lawsuit against Scientology leveled by Laura DeCrescenzo, who at age 12 moved to Los Angeles and away from her parents to join the church's elite religious order, the Sea Organization. She signed a billion-year contract. As part of her case against Scientology, Laura says she fell under the powerful sway of the church for more than a decade, unable to see a way out of a world where she says she had limited access to her family, was subjected to rigid discipline, and, she claims, forced to have an abortion when she became pregnant at the age of 17.
I was told by the commanding officer of my organization that she immediately started telling me that at this point the baby wasn't a baby. It was just tissue.
Laura's attorneys turned down a request for an interview, but in 2010, Laura spoke out at this press conference in Hollywood. There and in court documents, she describes 2 days of intense pressure from her Scientology supervisor after Laura revealed she was pregnant. Laura claims she was threatened. If she had the baby, she'd lose her position in the Sea Org, her housing, and her young husband, and that aborting the baby was for the greatest good.
I never agreed to have an abortion. Did I concede? Yes, I did. Does it kill me every day? Yes, it does.
Scientology attorneys deny each and every allegation and say it was Laura's decision to abort the baby, a decision influenced by her then husband, who was upset she had stopped taking birth control without telling him. They do acknowledge church policy prohibits active members of the Sea Org from having young children, but the church insists Laura was a volunteer who could have walked away at any time. She stayed, they say, without any force or coercion on the church's part.
Sea Org workers work around the clock. You can't work like that if you have small children to take care of.
Journalist Tony Ortega has been reporting on Scientology for 2 decades and has followed Laura's case since it was filed back in 2009.
They've already been to the U.S. Supreme Court in this case because the Church of Scientology did not want to give Laura her own files. They claimed it would be a violation of priest-penitent privacy.
Those confessional files were ultimately turned over, and Laura entered some of them as evidence in her case. This note, written when she was just 12, how she misses her family. Age 20, hasn't seen her mom in almost 2 years. And this note, written by Laura's case supervisor, says Laura is 2 months pregnant, upset about it, and doesn't want an abortion. In 2001, Laura was sent to the Rehabilitation Project Force, or RPF, for having, quote, committed purported wrongs. Scientology describes the RPF as a voluntary program of spiritual rehabilitation that, among other things, includes physical labor as a means of penance and amends. Laura did agree to the RPF, but she says only after being mentally beaten down. She says her 3 years in the RPF included punishments like running around the basement or doing push-ups.
I wasn't allowed to speak to my family. You're not allowed to have more than $20 on you at any given time. You're not allowed to go anywhere without another person. You're watched 24/7.
Also in those confessional files, some of Laura's handwritten notes while in the RPF. I need help. I can't do this anymore. I need out.
Was she coerced? Was she held against her will? That's the kind of thing that Laura's side wants to get in front of a jury and let the jury decide, is the RPF a reasonable thing?
Scientology attorneys point out Laura was an adult when she agreed to go on the RPF as part of their religious practice, and that she was able to leave and did leave, but then returned voluntarily. 3 years later, and still on the RPF, Laura says she was broken and fearful. She could no longer tolerate the RPF. She took drastic measures, faking a suicide attempt, believing it would result in her immediate dismissal.
I actually took a gulp of bleach because I knew that if I was considered a suicide risk, that they would get rid of me immediately.
Within days, Laura was dismissed from the RPF.
So I'm here with Laura DeCrescenzo.
But not before Scientology videotaped Laura signing this affidavit, releasing the church of any liability or wrongdoing, a document she now challenges.
That concludes our affidavit signing.
Okay.
The Church of Scientology declined our request for an interview, but has argued in court that Laura became a minister at the age of 12 and that the First Amendment's freedom of religion shields the church and its practices from interference by the courts. We will, of course, stay on top of this story. Michelle.